for news that's short, sharp and
Are
shrewd.
you talking about the podcast or me?
Both.
Backhanded compliment.
This is Up Late with Ben Harvey. You've read a lot of government reports. How does the one on Crown stack up?
Who would have thought the brainchild of Dallas Dempster would end in scandal? This is what the Royal Commission report said were some of the misdemeanours perpetrated by Crown Perth. Facilitating money laundering, failing to have an effective anti-money laundering program, permitting junkets with links to criminals to operate at Perth Casino, failing to minimise casino gambling-related harm in many ways, failing to be open and accountable in communications with the Gaming and Wagering Commission about various matters. The commissioners, Neville Owen, Lindy Jenkins and Colin Murphy, found the casino to be such a corrupt shit show, and guess how many people are named in the report's 59 recommendations? 0.
What happens to the casino now?
Continues on as the bogan paradise that it is. Broke 80-year-olds burning their last pension paycheck by day, and coffin cheaters and wannabe gangsters drinking Jackson Coke with their stripper girlfriends by night. There are 5,500 people working there, biggest single-site employer in WA, and the number one tourism destination in the state. It's too big to fail. So the government's tinkering around the edges, working on a plan to better regulate its operations, which is going to be hard because there is nobody in government who has the first clue about how to run a casino. Because if they did, they'd be here. A key recommendation of the Royal Commission is greater oversight by the Gaming and Wagering Commission. This is the same government agency that comprehensively failed to rein in the cowboys at Crown for years. But don't worry, they receive advice from the experts in international gaming governance and compliance who work at the WA Department of Local Government, Sport and Cultural Industries. The bureaucrats in charge of collecting the bins, mowing the lawn and basket weaving are the Brains Trust overseeing one of the most politically explosive and socially divisive businesses in Western Australia.
Yeah, they didn't exactly cover themselves in glory during the Royal Commission hearing.
The Gaming and Wagering Commissioners failed to act on the original allegations of money laundering because the casino's lawyers convinced the government it was a media beat-up.
I rest my case.
You rest your case?
What? Oh no, I thought that was just a figure of speech.
It's the same Gaming and Wagering Commission that did nothing about the chief casino officer going on fishing trips with the lawyers who convinced the government the money laundering allegations were a beat-up. They were on a boat nicknamed the Good Ship Compliance.
Case closed.
The same commission that detected only the faintest whiff of a governance issue when Connolly asked for an off-the-record chat about a Department of Home Affairs investigation into junket players from Asia. The lawyer representing the department, Fiona Seward, told the commission that from now on, the commission would require its staff to disclose personal relationships with Crown staff and to register gifts, benefits and hospitality.
I do not understand why.
Why the that was not a requirement in the first place, neither do I.
Yeah.
Seward told the Commission, the department has accepted that its historical management of conflicts of interest was not of the standard expected of a modern public sector organisation involved in regulation. No shit.
Well, there are some changes to the way the casino operates.
The main recommendation concerns how the casino runs its electronic gaming machines, which everyone else calls pokies. The casino is all about the EGMs. Everything else is window dressing. They raked in $1.8 billion for Crown over the past few years alone. When WA's gambling regulator was persuaded at the behest of the crew of the Good Ship Compliance to tweak the rules to speed up play on the machines, Crown's take went up 166%. The problem is 60% of that came from people with gambling addictions.
Well, that's just sad.
Commissioner Owen has recommended a comprehensive scheme that will empower casino patrons to set their own spend and time limits for electronic gaming machine use. A maximum single bet limit of $10 a spin, preset weekly loss and time limits, just taking all the fun out of it.
Jeez, it'll be like a ghost town.
Like Wittenoom. The government is acquiring the last few remaining properties there and then destroying them. Blue asbestos was first discovered in the northwest town 100 years ago. They started mining it there in 1937. We shipped it to the world.
That was probably a bad idea.
At the time, the WA government provided housing, school, post office, hospital, police station. CSR, the mining company, built a general store, butcher, bakery and threw an annual asbestos shovelling competition. It was great. until everyone started getting sick and dying. The mine shut in 1966, and the following year blue asbestos mining was banned, but by then the damage was already done. Thousands of people died, and they're still dying today. Home renovators are the second wave of asbestos casualties. The road to compensation has been a monumental shitfight. Peter Garrett, as you might recall, did his dead ant in the 90s to protest. Wittenoom was formally delisted as a town in 2007, and most people who lived there sold their properties to the state and left. Until recently, a couple of residents refused to budge, and tourists have continued to visit despite the risks.
They took the town off the map, they removed the road signs, they put up warnings.
And they still kept coming. Adventure tourists post pictures of themselves playing in the deadly dust, posing in front of abandoned houses. It's particularly popular during wildflower season, apparently. Wow. The government has finally passed the Wittenoom closure bill through Parliament, meaning there will be nothing left for the tourists to visit. Lands Minister John Carey says it will put an end to a dark period in our state's history. And it's not the only one. I'm Ben Harvey. If you'd like to watch Up Late with me, Ben Harvey, search for The West Australian on YouTube.